Elvis, the new movie, the new biopic that stars Austin Burke as Elvis Presley. This movie is all about his life story. It's like Rocket Man that was all about Elton John. This is all about Elvis Presley. Now I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this movie. Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of Elvis? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and let's get straight into this review of Elvis right now.
We are the same, you and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for eternity. The greatest show on earth.
Okay, so Elvis is now out for the big screen for you guys to go and watch. Look, I'm going to be completely blunt and honest. I have no idea about Elvis and his life story. I know who Elvis is. I mean, everyone knows who Elvis Presley is. He's an icon. He was a game changer. He defined a generation. I never grew up with him. I just know of his music. I know that he died, but that's about it. I don't know the ins and outs of his life story. So when I heard they were doing a biopic, I was kind of like, you know what, this is going to be like the Elton John stuff where I like his music, but I don't know the ins and outs of their life. So now I get a chance to have that glimpse. So I was excited for Elvis. I was. The trailers looked good. I was like, cool, I want to know what his life was like. And to be honest with you, after watching this movie, I actually quite enjoyed this movie quite a lot. It's really good. It is really, really good. But what stops it from being in the top 5 for me is one thing. And I'll get to that. But let's start off with, I must start off with the performances. Austin Burke as Elvis Presley. The guy was just unfreaking believable. Holy moly, he was good. He brought Elvis to life. You would never ever have thought that Elvis was dead. This guy just brought him back to life, made it his own, but made it feel like Elvis. It was incredible. I can't believe how good his performance was. He was the show stealer. When he was on screen, you were just glued. You were immersed. You were there rooting for him the whole entire time. He was just absolutely fantastic. He is a front runner right now for the Oscar for best actor. Like he was so good. Absolutely incredible. Tom Hanks was good as well as the Colonel. When you think you couldn't hate a person because of who they are, somehow you hate Tom Hanks in this movie. You somehow hate it because the person he plays, Colonel, his manager, is an absolute asshole. Like, I mean, he is an ass. And when you watch this whole trajectory of his life and how he was pushed to the point where we all know what happens to his death, there's one main focal reason for that. And Tom Hanks does a fantastic job portraying this character and making you understand why he was doing what he was doing, but at the same time hating him for doing that because it was wrong. And it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The performances were just so freaking good all around. Everyone was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The musical numbers were absolutely fantastic. I was sitting there jittering. I wanted to get up and dance. I really did. And I'm not a big musical kind of guy, but some of these good ones like In the Heights, Rocket Man, like now Elvis, like these ones are starting to get me to like that genre a lot more and give it a bit more emphasis and wanting to see it. And I was jittering. I was like, yo, this is just a really, really fun time. It was really, really good. The costume design is incredible. You feel like you're back in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 50s. You felt like you were back then. It was absolutely incredible. The set designs, just everything. Like the whole aesthetic was brilliant. This is a gorgeous film too. The cinematography is world class. It's vibrant, it's bright, it makes you want to pay attention and be immersed in it the whole entire time. It's absolutely fantastic. The editing is great. Like, this movie lives by the editing. It's made by the editing. It's quick, it's fast, it's paced perfectly. That whole first start, you're like engaged straight away. And you're like, yes, this is awesome. However, this is where my main criticism comes in for it. It works against itself towards the end. Like, it's good at the first 2 hours. You're like, yes, this is brilliant. But when you start to hit that last half an hour, it kind of just drags. And the one thing you love and think is really, really strong with the editing and the pacing becomes its enemy towards the end. And you kind of just feel a bit drowned out at the end. You're kind of like, oh, glad it's over, but it was fun. But man, that was a bit much. So I think if they cut about 20, 25 minutes out of this movie, shorten it up, sharpen it up, this would be top five easily. It's really good. I love this movie. I think it's fan freaking tastic. It's so good. As for his life, like, man, what a tragedy it was. The rise and fall of Elvis is just a tragic story. It really is. For a guy that had the world at his feet, the guy that just was passionate about music, felt like he was himself when he was singing the songs he loved. To see him fall so far down, getting caught and manipulated by other people into doing what benefited them rather than him, was just emotional. It like pulls at your heartstrings. You kind of like feel so bad for the guy because he has everything he wants. And he feels like what he's doing is what it's supposed to do. But realistically, inside, it wasn't making him happy. And there's this transition that happens in I'd say the second act, coming into the third act, where he discovers that and he wants to rechange that. But then obviously the Colonel gets involved again and manipulates him again. And it's unfortunate. It really is. But overall, this is a really, really good film. I would highly recommend checking it out. I enjoyed Elvis. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Elvis, especially you Elvis fans. I want to know what you guys thought of this movie because you guys will have more prior knowledge, and especially people that grew up with him will have more knowledge than I do. I never grew up with him, so I don't have any affiliation with him. So maybe that's why I like it a lot more. But I'm interested in what you guys have to say. Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.